Welcome back to Thompson's Coins, where today we're taking a look at some new arrivals from the Canadian Mint, as well as a massive coin all the way from Poland from Germania Mint. But not only that, I'm introducing a very special guest. We have the one and only, ta-da, Alyssa.
Hello.
So Alyssa has joined us. You've been here for over a year now?
Yeah, about a year and 3 months.
A year and 3 months, and yesterday, the day before, you told me it was time
To film a video.
to come on board and do a video. These things, it can be a bit of a pain to do by yourself. So I was pretty excited when you said that you wanted to come on board and do this, because it can get a little dull just by yourself all the time. But for anyone watching that's unfamiliar with you, I'm assuming anyone that's not your immediate family, tell them how you came on board with Thompson's Coins.
Oh gosh, okay. So my dad was like, let's go look at a new coin shop in Boronia. I wasn't having a great day. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I came in, I saw Matt, and then Dad saw one of his friends in the store. So he went outside to have a talk with him, and I was left in the store alone. Absolutely scared because I didn't want to interrupt the owner, Matt, while he was doing all of his work. As I was just kind of wandering around looking at all the coins, he started asking me questions, talking to me, asking if I was looking for a job. I said, yeah, I'm interested. I've got another one at the moment, but it's not going great. He offered me a job. I sent him my resume. The next Monday we had an interview, and the week after that I started.
And here you are.
Yep.
Never looked back.
Nope.
So I think that was one of those real serendipitous moments. I still remember that very clearly, when your dad just wandered by and popped his head in. And similarly, we got on like a house on fire. We got to the talking, and then, yeah, when he brought you in, the rest was history. And I think that's often how the best things happen. It's certainly how things have happened for me. I've told you in the past, on more than one occasion, that's exactly how I've ended up with employment, just by going to places, talking to people, meeting new people, and being open to opportunities.
Yeah, it was
Cool.
really good.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so let's take a look at a couple of these new releases which have just arrived. Before we do that, actually, I'm also curious. You've now been here, since you've been here over a year, you've seen all different mints, so many different types of coins. I've always been pretty upfront all the time that the Canadian Mint is probably my favourite. Is there one that stands out to you?
I like a lot of the old Canadian Mint stuff, like the Rocky series and that, but I think my new favourites are Goro because of all of their characters and like the cute little Winnie the Pooh that's shiny.
It is nice. I can tell whenever a delivery turns up, that is actually always your first question. Is this a Goro?
Yeah.
And it's a pretty exciting time. So,
Yep.
oh, that's nice and it makes sense. And it's good that we have a bit of diversity now, because you've become the go-to for all our Agoro questions, which is very handy, because more often than not, I don't know what we've ordered, where it is, what's happening, when the release dates are. I'd be in a lot of trouble if it weren't for you,
Yeah.
if we're being completely honest.
Definitely, yeah.
All right, now let's check it out. Let's have a look at, pick one of these at random, and we will begin. What have you got?
I have the Peace Dollar, the 2026 $1 fine silver Peace Dollar.
Cool. This one's interesting because, well, I imagine by now you're familiar with the US Peace Dollar. So that's a really, really prevalent coin in terms of the collecting community. It's something that I don't think really gets a whole lot of notoriety in terms of the Canadian issue. And this one's really nice. So that there is the female personification of peace.
Okay.
And what I had a closer look just earlier. Look at what she's standing on.
Oh, maple leaves. I
Yeah,
didn't notice
a
that
bunch
at
of
all.
maples.
Yeah, that's cute.
So I think stylistically that's
Yeah.
really nice, and I like it. I always like appropriate use of gilding as well. So it's not overbearing
No,
on the
it's
coin,
not.
and it highlights the areas that you want to focus on. But then as you look at it a bit more, what they've also done, I think, which is really nice, is sort of distinguished the background nicely with you've got the more frosted effect
Yep.
up the top, and then it's a bit more of a mirror finish that represents the ocean.
Yeah.
So you've got a really clear point of difference in your background. So it's not just, you've almost got 3 layers there. You've got the foreground, which is gilded, sort of proof-like middle section, and then the frosted clouds. And you've even got, it's also stylized like a maple, the sun rays there in the top left-hand corner.
Oh, it
We
is.
have the sun. That's like little maple leaf-shaped rays coming out of it.
That's so nice that they include like a lot of maples in. Quite happy with that.
Yeah, me too. I think it's pretty cool.
Cool.
And I think it's a winner. And again, I don't. They may have done them previously in the past. I don't think I've seen peace dollars from the Royal Canadian Mint before. I'm sure it's a long-standing series. It's just not something that I've really paid attention to. Whenever I hear peace dollar, I immediately think of the US coinage. So there you go, a Canadian peace dollar. What else have you got? What else have we got?
We have the Legends of the Dreamcatcher. It's fine silver coin.
Ooh, cool.
I always thought it was going to be a bit bigger. When I heard Dreamcatcher, I thought it was going to be like an antiqued 2 ounce.
Wow, that's pretty, yeah, that's a vivid imagination. This doesn't really do much for me. I don't know. Like, maybe I need to do a little, like, I think sometimes with coins, when you look at designs, if you're not, I'll be totally honest, Dreamcatchers, never my bag. Not something I'm familiar with. Many, many moons ago, a previous girlfriend was real passionate about them, so they were all hung up all around the room. But it's not something that really sparks my imagination.
Yeah, it looks like there's like a little sun man at the bottom. He's controlling it. He's got like little wisps coming out of him, connecting to the bird.
Well, see, there you go. Good example of when you don't know a lot about a subject, sometimes it doesn't really hit the mark with you. But I don't and I think this is an important, because when we film these videos, and you were sort of surprised when I mentioned to you earlier that we don't use a script. For those watching, this is not we haven't discussed these coins in advance, which I think is probably evident. And I think it's also important to note, sometimes it can seem like, because we bring these coins in from overseas, that the primary objective is to ooh and ah and tell you how great they are. But there are examples like this where, I don't know about you, but personally, I'm indifferent to this one, which... I'm
pretty indifferent, yeah.
Yeah, which can happen from time to time. Also, don't let me... tell you what to say, because I think it's important that you also have you can say whatever you like within reason.
I like it, but it's not the Dreamcatcher design that I thought it would be.
Yeah.
When I opened it, I was quite surprised.
I think you're right. I reckon when I think Dreamcatcher, I think a bit more. You know what? I think you're right. If it were something, maybe Perth Mint would do a good job of something like that, like a 2 ounce antiqued, and you could even have the packaging like a Dreamcatcher. It'd have to be a bit more immersive as an item than this, but
I would think they would also do one of the antiques with like the little like jewel thing hanging in the middle. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Well, see,
this my design idea.
Yeah, the mints. Hopefully, the mints are watching for design inspiration. So don't be disheartened if you're the designer of this one. There's still opportunities for improvement. What's next?
The Dear Santa coin, my personal favourite from this collection.
This is nice.
I quite enjoy Christmas, so this is a big favourite of mine.
Yeah, for anyone visiting the store that's impressed with any of the decorations for any of the seasons, whether it be Halloween, Easter, Christmas, you have Alyssa to thank for all of the design aesthetics in the store.
It's all me. So what I love about this coin specifically is that when you point the UV on it, the little lights glow. So you can see like Santa putting his envelope, or like taking the envelope out of the letterbox, and all the lights in the background, the moon. It even says, ho, ho, ho. There you go, on the little sign. That glows too, so it's quite cute.
And allegedly, that's the postcode.
Really?
I did read that on the certificate.
Oh.
That is I don't know if that's a legitimate fact, but I'm happy to accept that as fact, that it's HO, HO, HO. I don't know, maybe anyone in the comments can let us know if that's a legitimate fact, or if the Canadian Mint have tricked us. But I'm happy to buy into that.
I'll buy into that too. I think that's nice. I think it's cute.
Yeah. Is this silver as well?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, $20 silver coin, Dear Santa. Yep. How could you not be a fan of Christmas? Yeah, you can't go too far wrong with that. I also like the blacklight feature as well. That's really cool that they've added that as well. So it doesn't feel just like a novelty throwaway item. There's a bit more thought that's gone into it, which is reflected in the design.
I think it's also reflected in the box and the fact that you can stand up the coins now with the little divot.
Really?
Did you not know? Oh.
What's this?
Where you like pop it there. And it stands up itself. You don't need a stand or anything.
I never knew that.
It just starts.
Is this a new thing?
I don't know. I think last delivery it had it as last release that we got.
I've never noticed that before.
Yeah.
This is.
It's
there
great.
you go. This is live updates. Yeah. That's cool.
I know that the old stuff doesn't have it because of Rocky Mountain.
Well, we need to start using that for
display purposes.
displaying in the store.
Yeah.
Here's me just
Cute.
putting them on the top of the box like a chump. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, we should
There
do
you
that
go.
with all of them. All right, well, you get the next one.
Okay,
I'm going to
I'll
pop
get the
these
next
up.
one.
I want to see. Yeah, they all have it. Ah, this is cool. I knew there was a reason you were getting involved in the videos. Look at that. Now we can see them as we talk. Ah, super.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is
cool.
the gilded sundial, which I love. And I love the packaging for it and how it like stands up. It's fully protected. And even the detail that goes into it. It's absolutely gorgeous.
This is something that the Canadian Mint seem to just do so well. That like walking the line of a full-blown sculpture and a coin as well, and having. I remember how absurd it seemed at first when I first received one of these. I think it was the dragonfly. It was like a little sculpture that spun around in the display. This is another example of something that. From a coin collector's perspective, it's totally outside the realms of what you'd normally expect to see. But they do such a good job and it looks so, so cool. And apparently also,
Works as an actual sundial.
it's a functional sundial. So maybe this afternoon,
We'll go outside.
we'll go outside and see if we can work out what time it is. That's assuming we don't get busy.
Yeah,
in
and
the
we're
shop.
stuck in the store all
If the
day.
phone's not ringing, there's no emails and there's no orders to fill. We'll go see if we can work out what time it is. But anyone, whoever gets one of these, please do send us a photo. Although if I just put it to the light here, I can sort of see. I don't think either of us would work out the time.
No. It's probably a specific direction.
Yeah.
North, maybe?
Approximately, how old do you think a sundial is, like as a concept?
Probably like 4,000 or 5,000 years old.
That's a super good. You just guessed that?
Yeah.
Yeah. 3,500 BC
Oh,
in
geez.
ancient Egypt.
So that's like 5,000.
pretty much
perfect.
bang on.
I'm good at this. That's
Yeah,
great.
this is good. So far, so good. I'm impressed.
There you go. I remember we had one. I don't know if it was at my high school or something like that.
Yeah.
I know somewhere that I went regularly, there was like a little sundial that I could never figure out.
Oh, well, opportunity for
Yeah, I
improvement. Yeah. Get out. If the sun comes out today, which I think it will, we can go out and work out what time it is. Mm-hmm. And I think, we have these as well. This is the Canadian Mint set. So this is, the way we get the mint sets from the Royal Australian Mint. And I think often, if I were an outside viewer, I would suspect that I'm a bit of a shill for the Canadian Mint. But I don't really like this presentation style for a mint set. I think this is kind of weak. What do you think?
I think it's very easy to fall out. You've got to store this very carefully. I'd prefer it to be in like a little proper slip that keeps it sturdy.
Like with the Royal Australian Mint one, being in that sort of hard plastic, it feels a bit more substantial, particularly given that things like these are often intended to be a gift. So if you give that to someone as a gift and they don't store it correctly and take good care of it, it's the outer card could get damaged quite easily. I think so many people can relate to this. I bet you can as well. Whenever you have to package things, resealing this with a little tab,
hard.
That moment of panic when you think you might rip the tab is a terrible feeling.
Yeah.
So, look, I would say this is becoming a bit more of a balanced review of some of the Canadian Mint products. But I do love their coins. I love the $2 being a bimetal coin as well with the polar bear.
I wonder if they do it so people can take them out very easily. Because it's an easy just to like cut it if people want to like display it differently. I know it's not intended for that purpose.
That's an idea. Yeah, maybe people want to take them out. Yeah, and have the individual coins. Maybe I'm coming at it from the wrong perspective because I consider these things and items like a lot of the proof coins as something that you would display. But a set like that, you can't really do that. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it is a bit more down that gift-giving avenue. So it's a bit more of a like the token gesture rather than the coins themselves being displayed. I don't know. I think we're getting pretty far down this rabbit hole. All right, we've got a main event as well. I think this week I had a doozy of a time just picking out getting these few items together because, as you know, so much stuff has come through the shop this week. Like I say that in these videos, and again, it feels like I'm just staring down the barrel talking to an echo chamber, but it's getting out of hand. It's getting hard to select what to highlight in these videos, and I think this week in particular, you can probably appreciate with the sheer volume of bibs and bobs that have come through the store. It's almost like people do need to just keep an eye on the new arrivals section because we try and keep that pretty up to date. But even that, I don't think that maybe half of it makes it there of the things that come through the store, maybe less.
I think maybe less. Like of new releases from actual mints, they definitely end up there. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I reckon that's accurate. The brand new things that come in, but when big collections come through, only if we remember that we'll add a couple of key items that make it to the new arrivals section. That's I think an opportunity for improvement. We need to work out a way to maybe one day. Now that I've got a co-host, one day we'll make a like a monster video where we look at an entire collection and we'll talk about the whole thing. It'll go for like 4 hours. People might love it or hate it. We'll see what happens. We'll see how this goes.
I think it'd be good. I think we've got some potential with that. Like people come in with some monster collections. I think it's good.
All right. That's a
future
2026 activity. But let's take a look at the main event for this particular video. I was pumped to receive this. Did you know there are only 100 of them? Yeah, be extra careful.
You can take that.
Ta-da! From Germania Mint, all the way in Poland. So you know it's serious business when this is just the box.
And then this is the
Ta-da!
coin.
This is
it's huge.
The new Golden Eagle coin, which is incredibly cool. And the level of detail they get onto these is so nice. And obviously when you're working with a larger planchet as well, you get a lot more detail also. So seeing it in this format, seeing that Golden Eagle design where even the serpent is really, really brought out, I think makes for such a cool presentation piece. This is definitely one of those, you're getting into the territory of headline piece for your collection with coins like these. I know that there are some people out there that have a variety of items of this caliber, but I think for your everyday collector that can't buy one of these every other week, this is definitely a main event, I would say, for a collector.
Even the level of detail just on the back with like the speckling and the flowers and all of that, it's insane. They've put so much thought into it, the side of it. It's beautiful. It's such a good coin.
And that design motif, did a little bit of reading. It's also symbolic, as is often the case, and you find this more and more as time goes on, or like whenever coins come through the store and there's something significant on it, sometimes I try to do a little bit of an education session with you, Alyssa, and point out some of the significance. That is symbolic of good and evil. The eagle and the serpent.
I totally did not understand that until now.
Well, there you go. You're welcome. Well, that's been an introduction to the latest Canadian mint arrivals, as well as an absolute monster from Germania, all the way over in Poland. We also had, gosh, what else did we have? We had a number of 1/10 ounce gold coins come through this week from all over the world, like all over. And then 1/20 ounce, what were they, kookaburras or kangaroos?
The kookaburras over there, they're 1/20 ounce.
Yeah, that was cool to see a whole sort of range of, I think it's everything from sometime in the early 90s right through to like 2008 or something like that. So we need to, the new arrivals section is going to be stacked because after we film this, we'll have to jazz up a few of those things that have come in. So keep an eye on that. And then if you enjoy collecting, the greatest hobby in the world, and you want to come down and meet Alyssa and myself, you can visit us. We're at Shop 8 in the Boronia Mall, which is 50 Dorset Square in Boronia. What are our opening hours?
10 to 4, Tuesday to Friday, and 10 to 3 on Saturday.
Aced it. Perfect. Well, that's it for now. Thank you very much for joining us, Alyssa. We're going to do this far more regularly because this is kind of fun. I like having a co-host. What do you think? What do you reckon?
I enjoy it. I'm having fun.
Yeah?
I like being able to discuss the coins and show them off to people because a lot of the time I'm like, yeah, these are our new coins and stuff. But I like showing it to a wider variety of people too.
Yeah, cool.
I'm having fun.
All right. Well, let us know in the comments. Only nice comments. Let us know what you think of Alyssa's hosting skills. All right?
All right.
All right. That's it for now. See ya.
Bye.